It's alive! It's alive!
Hey guys, Ash here coming at you today with another Raid Shadow Legends Champion Guide, and I've got a good one today, guys. By the way, in case you missed it, on the community tab here on the channel, I will let you guys pick a lot of the champions that we review here. Basically, I'll do it, pick the next rare that we do a guide on right now. We have Banshee, Shadowbow, Khazard, and War Maiden to choose from, and again, you guys can choose. So I'll post these probably on a daily or at least, a few times a week basis, and you guys can help dictate which champions we do. Eventually, I want to get to every champion in this game. Anyway, guys, today is going to be King Gallcobar only because so many people in yesterday's video on the main channel, this one right here, teams and strategy for every hard mode dungeon so far. I shared my dragon team, and you guys, a lot of you guys, at least on that channel, commented on the team that I was using. It's not the fastest team in the world or anything like that, but it's really insane, and it's largely because of this dude, King Gallcobar. So first of all, he looks really cool. Is he not the coolest looking Sylvan Watcher champion? I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because I just really love him as well. Sometimes, you're a little bit biased. If they have a really good kit, you kind of think they look a little bit better. But look at that, man. Like, look at the green cloak and the armor or whatever that is, the helmet. I don't know. I love the aesthetic. He's got the big antlers. Man, I love it. Anyway, King Gallcobar is a Magic Affinity Sylvan Watcher Legendary Champion. Obviously, kind of hard to get being new, and to my knowledge, there hasn't been a special event for him. I want to first point out to you guys his base speed, a 108, very fast champion, has a decent amount of defense at 1277, and also a respectable amount of HP at almost 21,000. Obviously, he's a support champion. On his A1 Tangle Staff, attacks one enemy, plays a shield buff for 2 turns on the ally with the lowest HP. Value of the shields equal to 50% of their max HP. Not a bad A1. On the A2, Vitriolic Thorns. Dude, this kit is nasty. Wait till you see it. Wait till you see him in action. Attacks all enemies. 100% chance when booked of removing all buffs. Then we place a poison for 2 turns on each enemy for every buff removed from them. Also has a 100% chance of placing a block buffs debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. So let's break that down for a second. We're attacking everybody. We're removing all their buffs. We're placing a block buffs, and we're also putting poisons for each buff removed. It's a very strong ability on a 3-turn cooldown. And then Hypertrophy on the A3. This is a 3-turn cooldown as well. Removes all buffs from debuffs from all allies, so we get a full cleanse. And then we're putting a continuous heal for 1 turn on each ally for every debuff removed from them. That's a lot of freaking continuous heals you guys are going to see. Also, places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns. Value of the shield equal to 25% of this champion's max HP. So that can be a beefy shield. Those of you who are, maybe newer to the game, we always look for the shield or the heals to be based on the wearer's HP. That's what we prefer because we can dictate, we can load up a lot of HP on this dude and it scales really well, 21k, and then he can have a really, God mode shield that he's bringing to the table as well. And again, on a 3-turn cooldown. You love to see it. And then Bramble Shaman, his passive. Whenever an enemy under a poison debuff attacks an ally under a shield, instantly activates a poison debuff on that enemy. Also, while we're at it, instantly activates a continuous heal buff on the attacked ally. Dude, this is just some nasty synergy. I have to say, I'm not saying he's the best champion in the game. Certainly not. But he has a very powerful and extremely unique kit, The passive, the instant activations of the continuous heal and the poisons, no cooldown on that, right? And then we get the A2 and the A. We already went through the kit. Let's stop talking about him. Let me show you how he's geared out, and then we'll go ahead and try him out. I'm going to show you that same dragon team in case you missed it. That way you don't have to go watch the other video, Why am I going to dungeons? I'm getting ahead of myself here. All right, so let's go to my man. Dude, I don't know about you guys on the hard dungeons, but whew, that Fire Knight, man. I was up late last night trying to figure out that freaking Fire Knight. I'm stuck. I'm stuck on level 10 on the hard mode. Anyway, where is my man, dude? I guess I'll just go at this. You know what they need, guys? Am I the only one, or am I just a stupid whale? But They need something. They need a way to search for a champion between the 2 vaults now and the champion collection. And now it's all messed up because you have empowered and ascended and then your normal champions. I forget if he's ascended or not. You know, like, where is this dude? Anyway, I could cut this out, but I wanna I wanna bitch and moan a little bit to you guys. King Gallcobar, here he is. We found him, ladies and gentlemen. So listen, first off, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up his multipliers because it's nothing too crazy. It's nothing to write home about. He actually puts out a surprisingly, this is the only downside I would say about this dude, is a surprisingly little amount of damage, right? So for that reason, I used to have him at 100% crit rate, and then I was like, dude, he's putting out no damage, man, for an AoE attacker on a 3-turn cooldown. Hell Hades gives him a 4 ranking. Really respectable scores in all the key areas here. Nether Spider 5-star, Scarab King 5-star, Eternal Dragon 4-star, Celestial Griffin 4-star. I would say Hydra, it's not 4.5, man. It's an easy no-brainer 5. He's a Hydra god, man. Ice Golem 5 because of the block buffs, the buff removal, the continuous heat. I mean, you know the kit, right? So a 10 out of 10 book priority. I agree with that. He has a 3.75 attack multiplier on the A1, a 4.2 on the A2, which is a weak rating. It's definitely weak. 4.2 sounds respectable, but his base attack is 903, and just trust me, it's nothing much. So for that reason, we're not building him with any crit rate or anything like that. Let's take a quick look at his masteries. I do have War Master on him because I want some sort of damage from him, especially against Hydra. Having a 0 damage slot sometimes, it's tough. It's tough. So you want a little bit of something. So for that reason, we hugged the offensive tree. We went down and we ended up with War Master. Now, I also went down the support tree. Obviously, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Shield Bearer, increase the value of shield buffs as champion casts. For me, again, I want more value out of that shield. It's a no-brainer. Shield Bearer is very important on this champion. Also, Healing Savior. Now, I had to make a tough choice here. Go for the extra accuracy versus the Lay on Hands, increase the value of heals as champion cast by 5%. But I went down for Merciful Aid. And keep in mind, Healing Savior affects shields. Merciful Aid affects shields, right? And then Lasting Gifts, extending the duration of continuous heals is going to be a 100% mandatory on this champion, right? So Lasting Gifts is going to be a no-brainer. And then Master Hexer to extend the duration of the block buffs on the A2. So I would say most important masteries for me, Shield Bearer, Lasting Gifts, Master Hexer, and War Master. Also picked up Lore of Steel, although I only have one basic set on him in Perception. Anyway, those are the masteries, guys. He is obviously fully booked here. Want to make sure that was the case, and it is. All right, so I have Relentless, man. You guys know me. I showed you the Archbishop Pinthroy on a few days ago on this channel. Ran him in Relentless. This guy is largely the same reason, right? He already has both of his skills, both of his key skills on a 3-turn cooldown anyway. So we can get more cleanses, more shields, more continuous heals, more block buffs, more poisons, more buff stripping. You know, like, I want more of it. I'm greedy, man. So for that reason, we have him in the Relentless set. It's so powerful, an 18% chance to get an extra turn. I remember when I was a new player in this game, I just didn't fully recognize how powerful that can be, especially in longer battles. And again, I primarily use this guy in Hydra, which is a very long battle. So those extra 18% chances to get extra turns, they really do add up. In terms of stat priorities on this champion, I'm prioritizing accuracy and speed. Accuracy, speed, and HP because, again, his shield is predicated on his HP. So obviously, we don't want to totally ignore defense. I think that's a common mistake is some people, okay, shield is based on HP, or shield is based on, or heals are based on HP, excuse me. Let's just go all out HP. Sometimes you need a little bit of defense too, you know? Same thing with defense-based like nukers. Sometimes I see them built with like 6,500 defense and like 25k HP, and it's like, whoa, 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 I had a little bit of HP there. There are some skills out there that ignore defense, and on the other side, there are, you know, you need a little bit of defense too, or that HP is not going to do you that much good. Anyway, so if I had to critique this build, I would say I want him a little bit even faster, considering I'm an endgame, right? And the accuracy is pretty good, but I try to aim for 350, so we're right there on the cusp. So again, stat priorities, just to be clear, we're looking for HP percentage, we're looking for speed, we're looking for accuracy. I would say accuracy is probably most important for that A2 especially, but, you know, they're all good, obviously. All right, so for the accessories, We have accuracy on the banner. I have really crappy Sylvan Watchers. I'm sure you guys are probably in the same boat for accessories because it's a new faction. I hate when there's new factions because it takes you forever to like gear up and hoard enough artifacts, to make it accessories to make it decent. I have defense on the amulet. Again, some survivability, right? I went with HP on the ring. We have speed, I'm sure, on the boots, relentless. We have HP percentage for the same reason we mentioned on the chest piece. We have HP percentage as well on the gauntlets. And then we have, we're just looking for basically speed and accuracy again as substats here. Speed, no accuracy on the helmet, but again, I'm pretty happy with the total accuracy on this champion. So those are going to be our stat priorities, guys. Let's stop talking about him and let's finally look at this dude. I want to go right into Hard Dragon. I want to show you that team because boy, is it freaking fun, man. Here's the squad. Let me break it down for you guys. Eventually, there'll be a guide on every one of these champions on the channel here, so stay tuned. We have obviously King Gallcobar. Remember all the poison synergy and stuff that he has in his kit. You guys know Nishak Vermin Lord. He's placing bombs, but they turn into protected poisons, right? So, fantastic champion. And then we have Corvus the Corruptor. Now, not only is he bringing poisons and poison sensitivity, but look at this passive. Decrease the damage enemies under poison debuffs inflict by 5% per poison, okay? Very cool champion. We have Knock the Paralyzer. Check out this passive. Heals this champion in all allies by 1% of this champion's max HP every time a poison debuff ticks on an enemy. He's also bringing poisons to the table, right, on his A2 ability. Ally Protect, Continuous Heal as well, one of the strongest healers in the game. Bad Alcazar, speaking of strongest healers in the game, he's got 2 continuous heals and 2 poisons and a cleanse on his A2 ability, but all allies inflict 20% more damage against targets under poison. This is all about the poison, man. Keep in mind, again, guys, I'll remind you for the last time, we have poison instant activation from Gallcobar. So most of Gallcobar's damage is going to be coming from War Master and, of course, his poisons. Now, the reason I mentioned earlier that the damage is not that crazy out of this champion is because just having potentially only 1 poison on that A2, that's where still most of the damage is War Master and poison, but it's not enough to like make him a secondary or even a third damage dealer, at least on most teams. I guess if you were like in the beginning of the game, a beginner or maybe kind of mid game, and you pulled this champion, you might be able to build him fast enough to do some decent damage, especially with those activations. But keep in mind, those activations, the damage is going to be credited to somebody else. So just be careful of that. Be cognizant of that as well. Whoever placed the poisons, right? So we're making our way. The cool thing about this team, look at all those heals, first of all, right? I mean, it's insane. Look at all the continuous heals between Bad L and my man here, Gallcobar. I like the name, King Gallcobar. I wonder if there's any lore on this dude. Let me check really quick here. Probably not, but you never know. A lot of you people, you lovely viewer people, a lot of you people. That's really rude, Ash. A lot of you guys commented that you enjoyed the lore on the Deliana champion guide. So that was really cool. So let me see what I can find as we go through this second wave. Look at this team, though, man. It is pretty dang cool. All right. I wonder where Layla gets all her lore, man. I'm not seeing anything come up at all on King Gallcobar lore. Let me see. It's a bummer because I don't know much about these Sylvan Watchers, in terms of like the backstory, Yeah, I'm not seeing any lore at all out there on the internet. I checked like 3 or 4 websites for it, so that's a bummer, but it seems like he does cool stuff. He's a king, He's a Sylvan Watcher. He looks freaking cool. All right, here we go, guys. Slowly but surely making our way through. The crazy thing about this team, other than, the insane heals and poisons and the passives and the synergy, is that there's no poison instant activator on this team. Look at this. Look at this. Gallcobar, please use your A2 right now and load us up with 1 million continuous heals. Oh, we lose somebody. No. Okay, there we go. So we get that cleanse, but I didn't want the Bad Alcazar cleanse, man. I wanted the King Gallcobar cleanse. All right, here we go. Because King Gallcobar cleanse is going to absolutely wreck. Because it's going to replace all of those poisons. There it is, with the continuous heal, man. Ooh, that's nasty. Look at all that damage. Look at how fast the dragon's going down. And honestly, it wasn't an ideal run in the sense that he didn't have that skill off cooldown. I would go in there with the AI customization and make sure he's not using that A3 ability on the second wave. That way we can cleanse those first rounds of poisons and just load up on 150 continuous heals. So it wasn't as cool as it was when I was recording yesterday. It just so happened that he was just loading like 10 continuous heals. It was just nuts. Anyway, guys, you can see that on the stat sheet, it doesn't necessarily show off how amazing he truly is, but he's still able to do a little bit of damage, more than Nishak because, well, he died. But Gallcobar, guys, listen, I don't need to tell you how amazing. Dude, why am I still getting these crap artifacts? Not that it's crap. I mean, it's a speed with crit rate and resist and crit damage. It's actually pretty good, but it's a 5-star epic. It's supposed to be a hard dungeon, man. Where's my mythical? You know? Anyway, I don't really use Avenging, so I'm gonna trash it. But guys, what do you think of this champion? I love him. Can you tell? I run him in Hydra. I think he's fantastic support for basically everywhere that we saw on the Hell Hades website in terms of, I agree with, except for the 4.5 to a 5 on Hydra. I think he's a Hydra god, but he's just such a versatile support champion that can really help you guys anywhere. Hopefully you enjoyed today's guide. Thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. Subscribe if you enjoyed the champion guides. I'm trying to release 1 or 2 a day. I'm sure that will differ as we go forward into the future, but trying the best I can to load it up with some backfilling of content here, guys. Thank you. Have a great day, and as always, take care, guys.